Good question. And the short answer is that we do not recommend coming to any of our events or to any mermaid event, really, with the intention of that being the place where you're going to buy your first tail. Now, there's a few reasons for this, but it largely just boils down to accessibility issues. Let me explain. So, in every tail, there are two parts. You have the monofin, which is what goes into the fluke of the tail, it gives you propulsion, and then you have the skin. Okay? That is, the mermaid part of the tail. And the two have to fit together. So, to give you an example, my fish fun fin goes to my moonsong tails. If I tried to put that into my finfolk tails, it wouldn't fit. Same thing here with my finished shooter. If I tried to put this into my moonsong tails, it also wouldn't work because they just are not made for these particular monofins. So now technically I could make some modifications and make it work, but that's a whole nother discussion. We're just going to stay away from that. And then, of course, you have other brands where they have designed their tails around their own custom monofins. You typically see this with brands like FinFun, Mertailor, and Jurassic Merman, all have custom monofins for their tails. So when you get those, you have to get the two parts separately, and of course the monofin, it has to fit. If it's too big on your feet, there's a safety issue, and if they're too small, you're obviously not going to be able to get them on. So you have to order this specifically to your size. Now, that's not necessarily so precise with the skins. A lot of times these are pretty stretchy and their size, and they can have a little bit of a range within their size, but of course you still have to get one that fits. And if you go to a mermaid event thinking that you're going to be able to buy both the monofin and the skin, then there's the possibility that the vendors may not necessarily have your particular size in either one. And they may just not have a tail that you particularly like, because to put this into perspective, across just the 5 brands that I've named so far, you have hundreds of options when it comes to your mermaid skin, what you want it to look like. Um, so that just going online and looking for your own gives you a lot more variety and actually be able to narrow down what you want. Whereas, at the event, when dealing with a vendor, you're only going to have what they have available. So that's why we don't recommend coming with the intention of it buying your first tail. Now, if you want to buy like a cheapy starter tail, if you want to buy a guppy tail, that's fine. Just get something that that's affordable, that you like the look of. Maybe it's not like the final version of what you eventually want to end up with, but it'll get you through the weekend and it'll get you through a few swims. A thing to remember with mermaid tails is they retain their resale value pretty strongly. Generally speaking, you can resell a tail for around 75% of what you paid for it. So if you buy one, swim in it, and then sell it, you're basically just paying for the swim time that you had in it. You can always turn around and resell it. There's dozens of groups where you can put them up for sale if you decide you don't want to keep it. My first tail was a Glaucus Discovery from Finfolk, and they make their Discovery tails specifically to fit a Linden monofin. And while I love the tail, unfortunately my feet did not love the Linden, so I ended up having to sell them, and that is when I upgraded to the shooter and started buying their signature tails instead. So, but that's the long explanation. If y'all have any questions about any of the companies I mentioned, I'll even tag them in the description so you can go to their pages and take a look and see if there's anything you like. We would love to have you all, and if it's going to be your first MER swim, we're thrilled that you decided that you're going to make us your first experience, but please do not come with the thought that we are going to have tails available for you, because while there's the possibility that we might, there's also a huge chance that we may not. See y'all there and safe swimming.